Good evening, and thanks for tuning in. I'm Jenna Budell with the WJTS News. A Jasper man and woman were arrested this week in connection to a child abuse investigation. 35-year-old Ronald Morgan Jr. is charged with 2 counts of neglect of a dependent less than 14 years old, causing serious bodily injury, and battery on a person less than 14 years old. 23-year-old Lisa Speedy is charged with 2 counts of neglect of a dependent less than 14 years old, causing serious bodily injury and failure to make a report. DuBois County Sheriff deputies began investigating the pair last week after a 3-year-old child was found with previous injuries that were not reported. Police say the first set of injuries were serious burns that occurred on or around July 1st. The second incident occurred between October 1st and October 23rd and left the child with a skull fracture and multiple bruises. Speedy is no longer in custody. Morgan is still behind bars. The pair have already pled not guilty. The extent of the child's injuries is not known at this time. We'll keep you updated as more information becomes available. A Jasper woman was arrested on battery charges Thursday. Late last night, Jasper police were called to the 1400 block of Dewey Street regarding a domestic disturbance. When officers arrived, they found that 35-year-old Amanda Jones had battered her fiancé. Jones was arrested and charged with domestic battery. A Vincennes man was arrested on Thursday on multiple drug offenses. Indiana State Police troopers responded to a drug tip in the 9000 block of US 41 in Vincennes. When troopers stepped up to the residence, they smelled marijuana coming from the inside. Troopers met the tenant, 57-year-old David Kolb. While searching the house, troopers found 24 grams of methamphetamine, marijuana, multiple pills, 13 syringes, drug paraphernalia, and over $500 in cash. Kolb was arrested and taken to the Knox County Jail, where he is currently being held on bond. Kolb is charged with a Class 2 felony count of dealing methamphetamine, a Class 3 felony count of dealing in a Scheduled 1 controlled substance, a Class 6 felony count of possession of syringes, a Class 3 felony of possession of methamphetamine, a Class A misdemeanor of count of dealing marijuana, a Class A misdemeanor count of possession of marijuana, and a Class C misdemeanor count of possession of drug paraphernalia. 32 new cases of COVID-19 were reported in DuBois County on Friday. According to the Indiana State Department of Health's COVID-19 dashboard, the county now has 1,588 positive cases and 27 deaths. The dashboard also shows that the county's 7-day rolling average for all positive tests is 11.9%. 10,049 residents have been tested since the pandemic began in March. To see a breakdown of the county's COVID-19 cases by age group or for more information, visit coronavirus.in.gov. As always, the best way to protect yourself and others around you is by practicing social distancing, washing your hands frequently with soap and water, and to wear a mask. The Indiana State Department of Health is reporting 4,050 COVID-19 related deaths, 175,893 positive cases, and 2,863,919 Indiana residents have been tested for the virus as of Friday afternoon. The numbers for our viewing area are as follows. Starting off with DuBois, 1,588 cases with 27 deaths. Pike is reporting 376 cases and 18 deaths. Spencer with 446 cases, 6 deaths. Perry, 441 cases, 14 deaths. Martin reporting 210 cases. Davies with 973 cases, 36 deaths. Orange, 441 cases, 25 deaths. Knox is reporting 910 cases and 10 deaths. Crawford, 175 cases, 1 death. Posey reporting 813 cases, 8 deaths. Lawrence, 1,062 cases, 38 deaths. Gibson, 996 cases with 12 deaths. Warwick, 2,140 cases and 66 deaths. And Vanderburg is reporting 6,484 cases with 73 deaths. To see a map of cases by county, head to in.gov/ISDH. Indiana set a daily high of newly reported cases of COVID-19 Thursday as the number of hospitalizations and new infections across the state continued to spike. The 3,649 new infections reported by the Indiana State Department of Health on Thursday marked the first time Indiana has recorded more than 3,000 positive cases of the virus in one day. The department's daily update of its coronavirus dashboard showed 1,733 Hoosiers are currently hospitalized with the coronavirus, the highest since early April. Such hospitalizations have grown by more than 72% since September 22nd, the day before Republican Governor Eric Holcomb announced his decision to lift nearly all of Indiana's restrictions while extending the statewide mask mandate. Indiana officials are preparing for when the state will get a COVID-19 vaccine. Indiana's Health Commissioner Dr. Christina Bach says the first vaccine is likely to be a 2-dose version from Pfizer. She says the timeline for a second vaccine from Moderna is a rapidly developing situation, so a lot is subject to change. Neither vaccine has been approved by the Food and Drug Administration, and multiple vaccine candidates are still undergoing trials. Indiana's healthcare workers would be the first to be vaccinated. A fire at the Jasper Lofts resulted in one heading to the hospital. Thursday night, a resident of the apartment complex on Dewey Street was cooking when a pot began to smolder on the stove. The resident eventually fell unconscious due to smoke inhalation. Fire alarms alerted firefighters and were able to get the resident out safely and on their way to the hospital. Authorities were able to take care of the situation and ventilate the building. Firefighters were on the scene for about 20 minutes. Voters in Huntingburg can get a free ride to cast their ballot on Election Day. The city's transit system is offering free rides to voting polls in Huntingburg on Tuesday, November 3rd from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. To schedule a ride, call the Huntingburg City Hall at 812-683-2211. For more information, call Transit Department Assistant Director April Blessinger at 812-683-2211. Drivers will have restricted access to a street in Jasper this weekend. The Jasper Street Department and their contractor, CalCar Paving, will begin paving the 14th Street and Kundeck Street area at 7 a.m. on Saturday, October 31st. Residents and motorists will still have access to the area during this time, but delays are expected. 12 roads in Du Bois County are closed due to flooding. The latest list of county roadways closed or blocked by high waters provided by the Du Bois County Highway Department includes County Road 875 West, south of County Road 150 North. County Road 50 North, west of County Road 750 West, Elk Creek Road, north of County Road 400 South, Old Huntingburg Road, north of County Road 400 South, County Road 400 South, west of Elk Creek Road, County Road 400 South, east of US 231, County Road 130 West, north of 400 South, Old Road 64, west of Patoka Road, First Street in Huntingburg, west of County Road 75 West, County Road 75 West, south of State Road 64, County Road 660 South, east of County Road 75 West, and County Road 50 West between Old Road 64 and State Road 64. Never drive through flooded water. Remember, turn around, don't drown. Large crowds in Evansville are essentially being banned. The Vanderburgh County Health Board yesterday says while organizers of large events are welcome to apply for a permit, any event with a crowd of more than 125 people will likely be denied. Evansville Mayor Lloyd Winnicky says coronavirus numbers in his city are spiking. He is working with the County Health Board to require anyone who wants a large crowd to apply for a permit 10 days in advance. There is no word just how many events have been turned down. The Du Bois County 4-H Council has been awarded a $2,500 grant to support Spark Clubs and special learning all year long. The International Paper's St. Anthony Sheep Plan and the International Paper Foundation presented the grant to the council on Thursday afternoon. The International Paper Foundation is one of the ways International Paper strives to reach its vision to be the most successful, sustainable, and responsible companies in the world. To learn more about the nonprofit organization, visit our website at WJTS.tv. The Southwest Indiana Agriculture Summit is coming back for another year, but like many events in 2020, there will be some changes. Du Bois Strong is hosting the 5th annual summit virtually on Friday, November 13th from 9 to 11:15 a.m. Eastern Time. This year's guest speakers include Schweppe Dairy Farm owner and farmer Sam Schweppe, Far Best Foods Incorporated Live Turkey Operations Vice President Phil Sager, and more. For information and to register for the webinar, visit DuBoisStrong.com. The registration link is on the top of the homepage. After you have registered, you'll receive an email with a link to join the webinar. On the day of the event, use the link to join the webinar. And stay tuned, weather and sports are still to come on WJTS TV News.